quick review of the early runnings of the Southern 500 and then takes us to the 1958 race. Like its predecessor in 57, this one too was crash-marred, emphasizing the difficulty and danger of the Darlington Oval. In all, 3 drivers would sail through the guardrail that dreadful Sunday afternoon, but somehow they survived with only minor bruises. The first incident, Eddie Pagan at about 1/3 distance. NASCAR officials couldn't fix the railing, so they warned the drivers to avoid that unprotected area of turn 1. Well, you know what happened. Just a few minutes later, Eddie Gray lost control. He too went over the rail. And then Jack Smith became the 3rd driver to fly right out of the racetrack, just inches from where Pagan and Gray went over. Let's have a look at the carnage that was the 1958 Southern 500.
There must be a faster way around, and these men must find it. Each year, the greatest stock car pilots in America prowl the track at Darlington, South Carolina in search of speed. Here is the challenge: to run a little faster, a little better than anyone has ever run before. This is the challenge of the Southern 500. Darlington is the fastest stock car track in the world. Men have made it that way. Their search for new horizons in speed has a proud and exciting history. The year 1953 marked the first time that fans from 48 states came to Darlington for what promised to be the greatest stock car auto race ever run. 36,000 packed the giant raceway that year to watch as men answered the question, how fast must I go to win? What price must I pay for trying? When the dust settled, Buck Baker had brought home a winner at a speed 15 miles per hour faster than any previous record. This is the challenge of competition, the challenge that makes the most of men and cars. Records stand only to be broken. And in 1955, the fastest field ever assembled for a Southern 500 started a race that 55,000 fans would never forget. The largest crowd in stock car auto racing history watched the greatest show south of the Mason-Dixon line. And for the 5th consecutive year, no one was even scratched. Through the years, stock car auto racing has made the American automobile safer, faster, and more dependable. Stock car racing had been America's greatest automotive proving ground. And in 1956, almost 70,000 racing fans gathered to see a show which has grown faster than any other in America. Average speed for 500 miles, a blistering 95 miles per hour. How much faster could they go? A year later, in 1957, the records were again broken. The speed for a single lap had been pushed to 119 miles per hour. And on race day, a record-breaking crowd watched a record-breaking field begin a contest that had become known as the World Series of stock car racing. Speedy Thompson flashed across the finish line, and a dream came true. For the first time, an American stock passenger automobile had raced 500 miles at an average speed, better than 100 miles an hour. A new year, and again Darlington holds out a challenge. The grandstands this year hold 80,000, more fans than ever before. Police estimate that 125,000 people have poured into Darlington, and today the gates to the raceway are jammed with eager spectators. The cars are rolled to the starting line, and once more, another page in the history of a great raceway is written. At the pole position, Ed Pagan in number 45, fastest qualifier of the first day. In the center of the first row, Fireball Roberts, number 22, fastest qualifier of the entire field. Outside front row, Joe Weatherly, number 12, teammate of former winner Curtis Turner, pilot of number 26. NASCAR national champion Buck Baker. Speedy Thompson, winner here a year ago in number 46. The parade lap begins. Once around the 1 3/8 track to gather speed for the flying start. The next time they come past this starting line, they will be traveling better than 100 miles an hour. These men and machines are not alone. They are carrying with them the hopes and dreams of mechanics and drivers who have challenged the Darlington Raceway through the years. This race, this 500-mile classic, has grown because men have always searched for the faster way around.
Will your child be doing this?
Here they come. They're off. Coming off the first turn, Joe Weatherly, number 12 Ford, booms into the lead. It's Weatherly in front and building his lead as the pack moves through the second turn into the backstretch. Ed Pagan and number 45 challenges in the third turn. This is going to be a race. The crowd is on its feet as Pagan's number 45 makes a bid. Ford grabs the lead as the field strings out, pacing themselves for the long grind ahead. Speed for the first lap is 115 miles an hour. On the backstretch, Pagan hits 120 miles an hour, but Weatherly's Ford stays in there, and moving through the fourth turn, he moves next to the leader. On the front stretch, he's fender to fender with Pagan as they overtake slower cars already one lap behind. Weatherly takes back the lead. Look at that boy run. Uh-oh, car in trouble. Don Kibberling in number 60 smashes a guardrail and spins off the high bank first turn. Fire on the track. The yellow flag warns other drivers as flame creeps along a trail of gasoline spilling from the ruptured fuel tank. Under control, and safety crews work to clean the track surface of oil and fuel. flag again, signals high speed. But the first 20 laps have been too much for some cars. A 340 horsepower Dodge with Ken Rush at the wheel is out with a blown head gasket. Pagan has put the pressure on Weatherly, and coming down the main straightaway, he noses ahead. Look at those boys race. Turner in number 26 pours on the coal in third place, with Joe Eubanks in number 6 right behind him in fourth. A car through the rail in the first turn. It's Pagan. Pagan blew a tire, smashed through the guardrail, and rolled down the 40-foot embankment. Signals from the safety crews slowed the race. Pagan's car rolled end over end after blasting through the heavy steel retaining fence, yet Pagan is unhurt. Number 45 is ready for the junk pile after a mishap at 115 miles an hour. With the field slowed by the caution flag, Joe Weatherly in number 12 gives up first place as he pits for fuel and a precautionary tire change. His crew wants to get him out again before teammate Turner, running second, can take the lead. There's the green, and Turner's number 26 comes storming onto the fourth turn to take first place. Weatherly gets away from the pits in a hurry. With 350 miles to go, it's still anybody's race. On the backstretch, Fireball Roberts eases into the pits for fuel and fresh tires. His smooth, fast pace has kept him in third place. The fastest qualifier of all 48 starters, he has kept within striking distance of the leaders without straining his car. Curtis Turner, winner in 1956, is burning up the track at 120 miles an hour. Fireball Roberts, charging back from his pit stop, turns the track at a steady 43.5 seconds, 113 miles an hour. But that's more than some cars can do. 20 feet of guardrail disappear in a cloud of dust as Eddie Gray loses control in the first turn. He's all right. Auto racing safety equipment kept him from injury. Joe Weatherly, in number 12 Ford, pits for the second time within 100 miles. His car isn't handling right. And there is his teammate, Curtis Turner. Only serious mechanical difficulty would pull both front-running team cars to the pits in the same lap. Weatherly's number 12 gets away, but his car still doesn't seem to be running right. Turner is impatient to be on his way, but the mechanics haven't found the trouble in his engine. There's the green flag. Time becomes even more precious now. And there goes Fireball Roberts, moving into second place. Weatherly is still leading, but Roberts is only a half a lap behind and making a bid. Suddenly, 2 tons of automobile traveling 115 miles an hour disappears from sight. An oil slick on the first turn and a missing guardrail torn out in a previous accident was a combination Jack Smith couldn't handle. Although number 47 is completely wrecked, the driver walked away. The hours of competition that make new cars old in a single afternoon are taking their toll. Less spectacular is the ordinary wear and tear of competition. Curtis Turner limps to the pit, his engine failing. Turner is a hard man with an automobile, demanding peak performance and a little more for the full 500 miles. Turner is out of the race. Fireball Roberts in second place is pushing Weatherly to a showdown. Roberts has boosted his lap speed to 118 miles an hour. Weatherly into the pits again. Does he need fuel or is it trouble? His hood is up. Roberts' pressure plus Weatherly's early laps at 120 miles an hour have been too much for the automobile. As Weatherly's pit crew worked frantically to locate the trouble, Roberts in number 22 picks up a full lap lead. Weatherly is out of the race. For some contenders, there are months of work and effort lost. Right on schedule, Roberts comes through the first turn like a familiar freight train. He's more than a full lap ahead of the competition and setting his throttle for a new 500-mile record. Battling for second place now is Junior Johnson in number 11 and Shorty Rollins in number 99. Their race isn't over. Buck Baker, former national champion and a smooth driver, eases into second place. Baker plays it safe and waits out the competition.
How would you like to...
Fireball Roberts has victory in sight. He stands on the throttle in the high bank groove. His average speed for the distance is almost 102 miles an hour. The white flag. 363 laps down and 1 to go. That's the end of the race for Herman Beam. This pit stop is the last one today, and one the fans will long remember. Roberts is wheeling through the last mile smoothly and steadily. After 4.5 hours of racing, his car is almost a year old. Fireball Roberts in a Chevrolet wins the Southern 500. Fireball stops at his pit to share the winner's glory with his crew, the men that helped make it all possible. On to the winner's circle. Fireball Roberts, last year voted NASCAR's most popular driver, is one of the 5 men who have competed in every Southern 500. He was only 20 years old when he made his start on this track and finished second. Roberts' purse is more than $13,000, the largest slice of the largest purse ever offered in stock car auto racing. His average speed for 500 miles is a new record, better than 102 miles an hour. For 500 miles, Fireball Roberts walked the tightrope. He pushed his car and himself to the ragged edge of endurance, but never beyond. As Roberts entered the winner's circle, the mechanics and drivers of other cars were already at work, correcting the mechanical failures that can be discovered only at high speed. New standards of mechanical performance, new standards of safety are set in every race. Despite accidents and high speed, no one was injured. The safety of the American automobile has been proven again. Roberts has answered for himself the challenge of the Darlington Raceway. He has set new records which will be tomorrow's challenge for all other drivers. He has proven again that Darlington is the fastest stock car racing track in America. because men have made it that way. Men who have found the faster way.
You know, in the late 50s, Fireball Roberts was the king of the big tracks. This was his 5th career superspeedway win, 3rd in a row for the year 1958. And remember, back then there were only a handful of superspeedway events on the schedule. Fireball won this one by 5 laps and led the final 169 circuits. Next up, same cars, but a whole different atmosphere.